Things travel at the speed. Alright. Hello? Hold on. Huh. Can anyone hear me? That sounds not on purpose. Can anyone hear me? Is the mic working? That's kind of a barrier that's entering like to an endless void right there. Alright. Because according to my screen, on my other screen, it looks like the auto's pretty working right now. You might not be able to hear me very well, but I'm not really sure about that, so. Okay. Then I believe we are good. Welcome. I don't wanna, let's see. I don't really want to start the live stream until exactly at 7. The first 10 minutes of this is supposed to be me testing things out to make sure everything's working and stuff like that. But it's also me spreading a bunch of stuff online to make sure people know that the live stream is going on. So I'm going to do that on my next screen here. This is why I have that. But yeah, we can just chat at this point. I am watching it on another screen. Let's see here. So I'm reading off the Freeway Gym Facebook group. 1 hour ago, someone posted. Let's see. Traffic jam on A15 in Laviar, Quebec. Looks awful. They probably need to expand that road. Oh my god, Richmond and Vancouver, BC look a lot cooler back in the 60s. I sound like I have no personality right now. But yeah, this is pretty much kind of a freelance. I have all these articles lined up. I just looked on Google for transportation news, and this is what came up. Mm. So I recently bought a headphone microphone headset. So background noise is pretty much a thing of the past since the last live stream I've done. Huge improvement. But this is the first time I'm using this headset on a live stream basis. Thanks for subscribing. I don't have any thing to really spice that up and say absolute thank you, but this is pretty much like an old-fashioned live stream. Alright. So I'm gonna spread the news here. Just real quick. This shouldn't take long. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and I'll answer them as soon as possible. I am constantly looking at that chat, so it's not a problem. Alright. I just gotta post it in one more place. Here. I don't know if you can hear me typing. Last time my microphone has picked up a lot of background noise, which is why I bought this headset in the first place. Alright. Oh, crap. Oh, wait. I thought I posted it in the wrong place for a second. Alright. I believe I am set. We have 6 minutes before the live stream was actually supposed to start. So, we might as well get started now. So, I am the guy who runs the, dot channel. I'm the guy who makes all the videos. The first thing I want to do... What is this? Oh, yeah, that's something I did a long time ago. First thing I probably want to do is talk about what I am working on now. I have not started the Midtown Express update yet, but I plan on, in the next week, I plan on starting to edit that video and put it together. And probably the reason for that is because I need to review the footage I have and figure out, should I include this or should I include that? Because this is more of a freeway medley than an actual focus on one freeway. Because this time I'm focusing on 3 different freeways, and that's Loop 12, 183, and 114. And the problem with that is I have multiple 183 footage. from this year, but it's also outdated because I filmed it all in January, and in January, it's now November, so I'm gonna bet that 183 looks a lot different than it did in January. So it makes the video extremely outdated. So I'm even debating myself on whether to release that video or not. Or just put a disclaimer at the beginning saying it's not current. That my videos, like, by the time I film it to the time I edit it, it may take months. Because I have all this stuff to balance as well as video editing. It's just life. Life sucks. By the way, anything railroad related in here, I'd love to know. I am a rail freak. Okay, I'm also a rail freak, actually. One thing I do want to talk about are, in fact, the Texas Central Railroad. If you don't know what that is a high-speed rail line that is going to link Dallas and Houston. With the Shinkansen Railroad, what Japan uses, goes over 200 miles per hour. It might go faster because it's on flat land. And I love the idea. Currently, something I thought was interesting that I do want to talk about in this stream is that Texas Central held a competition for like the rest and let the people on the site vote on which animation was the best. So I real quick. But yeah, I am a huge rail freak. In fact, back in Texas, I would constantly ride the Dart line. What was that? Was that this? Probably was. Oh, here it is. Favorite films. The student short film competition. I'd never seen any of these, so I'm pretty much watching Blonde. I do one day want to make a rail film on that. But I don't know how, cause if I could film from like the the cab or the cockpit of an actual train, I would film it. So one thing on this live stream I do want to look at, I do want to watch all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films. Okay, there's something wrong with my auto. I can't really hear it. But I can't really, I can't hear it until I go back to the stream and actually fix it. It might be just because it's too loud. Let me do this. What I just did was just lower the volume on my mic a bit. If I can't really hear what the computer's making, because it's just, yeah. If I'm shutting off the computer volume of what it hears from the speakers, but I can't really fix that. If there's a difference, tell me. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I guess we can get started. Alright. Individual students and student team participating in competition were asked to provide an original short film 1 to 3 minutes in length, as well as a vision statement, maximum 500 words. The work could either be animated, live action, or a combination of the two. The participants have an option of choosing from one sub-prop of their main prop. Why do you believe the Texas Bullet Train would be benefit for Texas and Texans? Or can come up with their own sub-prompt. I think that's what that says. Participants were encouraged to encourage their film in a way to be presentable for a commercial or short or shareable online clip. This video will not be judged only by their inherent in topic and technical issue or video design, but also their creativity. So to further ado, please watch each of the finalists below and vote for the one of your favorite submissions. We'll tally the responses combined with the official judges' score and announce the winners on November 21st. So I guess the first one we're going to be talking about is No Train, No Gain. It's on Vimeo.
There's a lot going on in your life. So much that it can feel impossible to find enough time in the day for everything you care about. How are you supposed to juggle all of your important relationships and personal goals if you have no time? What if you could have more time? Time for family, friends, and the opportunity to make a new one.
You know, this actually already
time
sounds
to build
like
lasting memories.
I want to make the quick note. This already sounds like the LBJ Express video, where it's like, don't you wish you have more time with your family, friends, kind of thing? That's exactly what it already sounds like. Just making that point.
Time to relax and do what you love. Time to unwind.
Okay, by the way, currently there is nothing about trains in this video. We are about 37 seconds in.
Time to explore interests and be extraordinary.
This looks like more of an art film. Is that just me?
Time to create and be imaginative.
Yeah, this is an art film. I'm convinced. This is a darn art film.
Time to make the most of your life. The Texas Bullet Train is offering you an innovative
So 50 seconds in, they finally talk about the Texas Bullet Train.
Alternative way to commute across Texas, connecting you to what matters most in as little as 90 minutes. The Texas Bullet Train, giving back what you value most. Time.
Because time is money. Okay, that's the end of that video. Yeah, literally, by the end of that commercial, it's at 10:10. Texas Train's not introduced to like the 51-second mark. So, we can do some calculations here. I'm gonna go get my calculator. And let's figure out how much, this art film and this, Bullet Train take up in the film. So we got 70 seconds of film. So literally this art film is 50, excuse me, divided by 70. I'll turn that to a decimal. That's 71% of the video. 71% of the video is practically an art film. Alright. We live in a country obsessed with fast food, speedy loans, waiting time, and gourmet coffee. America runs on speed. Well, with the speed of our democracy, not really. The goal of our advertisement is to show how much time we can be saved by the creation of a bullet train. This yields more time and the joy of life, spending time with loved ones, leisure, relaxation, fostering creativity. Change is the best enacted when people find their own personal stake in the matter. When Texans see the bullet train not only provides safe routes, clean travel, and economic benefits. The idea of joining a live-action film, motion graphics familiar for most audience, not to be overused. Alright, I'm just going to skip that whole entire dialogue, because
The Texas Bullet...
No. Okay, next one is called Mavericks. Team Mavericks. I think this is inspired off the Dallas Mavericks. So, let's watch. Yes, keep walking. I believe that's on top of the governor's mansion, but I'm not sure. If only they put the camera down a bit. Oh yeah, the new exit signs. Okay, people on wheelchairs.
For
Think the
many Texans
Paralympics.
with disabilities, travel poses an inherent amount of unpredictability.
Got that
Our aim
right.
at Texas Central is to bridge communities together. When you design a solution with the disability community in mind, everyone benefits from a system employing universal design.
Let me just say that the Dallas Area Rapid Transit System, is not really built. Actually, at first, I ran out of time to watch this. I have to go to bed. I'll post this on YouTube afterwards. So, goodbye. I hope more people come on. So I better keep my commentary here. So back to my point. The DART light rail system was not focused with people with disabilities, and which is sad. You think about that, and I say the DART system wasn't designed for that because of the fact that it wasn't designed for that because in order to get on a DART train, it's not only ticket buying, but it's also the fact that you have to climb steps to get to your seat, which is already bad design. There was no such thing as a 100% low flat light rail system just until recently. But even I argue that's still not 100% low floor. Because it's literally 90% low floor. Close.
A high-speed rail line connecting two of the largest metro areas in under 90 minutes ensures Texans will have a safe, predictable, and always enjoyable ride.
I wish I can prevent when I crash.
We
I've
are
never
Texas
crashed
Central,
before.
accessible for all Texans.
Okay, accessible for all Texans? Are you sure? Because I don't see any stations for Corsicana. Not Ellis. I don't see anything for, well, I wish that went to College Station over here, but you get the point. There's no stops in between except for, Brazos Valley where it serves College Station. And even though I still think that's too far to put a station, they might as well just put it in College Station. So, accessible for all Texans is basically means everyone in the cities, not you, rural areas. I'm from a city. I do support this train, but accessibility should not be the main argument here, is what I mean. Because accessibility only benefits the two largest areas in Texas. Alright, next thing. Team Revive. See what they got. It's animated. Let's see who. Okay, already, this looks like a commercial you would see on DART or Metro. This is a bad argument as of right now. Unless 45 is congested all the way from Dallas to Houston, it doesn't work. Honey, I'm home. There's jokes there. Checking Facebook. Logo. This is a commercial for people who super commute. By the way, he's not doing his job. He's just looking at a paper airplane all day. Just saying. Daddy, can you stop standing so still? No, honey. I'm forced to look at the camera. Yeah, just keep looking at the camera and waving that trophy like normal people. Exact same tagline as the LBJ Express. Just saying. I support this way more than the LBJ Express did, but I'm just saying it has the exact same taglines. You want to spend time with your family. Hope you get to the big game. First of all, you'll be still kind of sitting for like 90 minutes. So unless we built like a maglev, think that's what it says, going like 400 miles per hour. Let's see, suddenly you'll be going 30 minutes on a train. Sure, you can start saying that. Tech explorers. Do you want to explore? How about tech explorers? It's a mix of Texas and explorers, get it? Have I really been exploring Texas? Well, I have been exploring the Dallas area very recently. I do know a lot about it. And I do know how to get around. Just saying. Like, I do know how to get from North Dallas to South Fort Worth, Benbrook, for example. I tried to film those sections and my camera died. So, one day I'll go come back for you. Wait a second. Hold on. It's not safe until it's proven. Hey, you want to explore all of Texas? Yeah! How about you just explore Dallas and Houston? Isn't that just in East Texas? Shut up! Yeah, screw the rest of Texas. Is this copyrighted music? I hope not. Wait, what was that? Oh, Texas A&M pool. First of all, again, it doesn't go to College Station. We need a shuttle. Wow! I believe that is the Renaissance Festival in Waxahachie, but I'm not sure. By the way, logo, product placement, accidental. If only they would expand their system. Team Trebala. Let's see what they got. It looks like a child playing with their toy. Okay, first of all, that kid looks a little bit too old to be playing like that. Just saying. That kid does not need to travel all the way to Houston just to go to school. Maybe the mother. I don't know. Her reaction, we don't really know, so it's like up to interpretation. So I'm gonna quickly shut off the volume and do interpretation. Hello? Aye, honey, I'm pregnant. Oh, okay. Oh my God, you're pregnant? Yeah, honey. Okay. Baby, they found a donor in Houston. I wanna. On my way. I just booked the train, and then he's like, "Oh crap." Is this Market Center? I'm not really sure. Daddy! Wow! I like how they're going the opposite direction. Yeah, that's one. Look at that. They're going the opposite direction. Like, okay, that's the wrong film. Hold on. So, like, she's right behind him. And then she turns around. Isn't it usually that they're looking in a direction? They should have been walking toward her direction. Instead of the other way around, where they're just walking away like they gave up. They should have planned that a little better. Making life easier. We all wish that life was easier. But that was better than all the other submissions, I have to admit. Let's see if there's any better. Animated special.
More than 50,000 Texans drive between the Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth.
Okay, I first want to make sure. I first want to say this. I love this guy's voice.
Areas more than once a week. Over 4 hours of travel between cities just for work.
Where did they get that number? I may fact check that later.
They're called supercommuters, but driving for that long every week is anything but super. Look.
A supercommuter is in case you guys don't know, a supercommuter is a driver that's considered over 90 minutes on the road and drives over 180 miles.
He is one of those supercommuters now. Looks like he's spending his morning having car trouble. Again. Hello there, citizen. I bet you wish you could get downtown faster than a speeding bullet.
Okay, what's the speed of a bullet? Let's find out. I have my phone out, so I'll be answering that question. What is this fat? Okay, crap. What is the speed of a bullet?
1,126 feet per second. According to Mythbusters, the explosive exhibition, problem is that sound travels at 768 miles per hour to 1,126 feet per second, about half the speed of the bullet.
768. That's still not fast enough. That's like a fraction of that speed. Do the math. Let's see. 205 miles an hour. 205 divided by 768 would go, that's 26% of that speed. Faster than a speeding bullet is not accurate.
Planes are quick, but there's nothing quick about the frequent long delays. Lucky for you, there's another way.
The Texas Bullet Train.
I like how it just transitioned from, oh, this is the 1950s now, to wow, it's the future. Cool dude.
This state-of-the-art high-speed rail can cut that 4-hour trip down to an hour and a half. And thanks to the station's easy access, you'll be on your way lickety-split.
Lickety-split. That's such an old term.
While you're lounging in your comfy seat, enjoy the local Wi-Fi service. Order food and drink on board, too.
Is that better than airline food?
Whoa, looks like you've already made it. And with plenty of your day left to spend, you can shop and eat at the station.
I honestly don't know. Like, how long a flight would take. Well, it would take like 30 minutes to fly to Houston, but I don't know, like, I've never really timed this, but how long it would take me to get to the airport, go through security, check in, go through security, go to the Southwest border at Love Field, and go through the gate, be called in, sit down, plane takes off. That may be longer. I'm not really sure though, cause from my house in Dallas to and it might depend on the person. Because, like, you may live near the airport, or you may not live near the airport. So, like, if you needed to catch a flight in, Dallas, Love Field, and you're in Fort Worth, you might be unlucky. You'd probably be better off going to DFW. But, if you did, I'm guessing the trip from Fort Worth would take about 30 minutes to an hour. But if you lived, like, someplace like Harlan Park or University Park, you'd be right next to the airport, where your trip would only take, like, to drive to Love Field would only take about, I think, 5 to 10 minutes once you get in the car. And then you have to park that car. You also have to pay for parking, so that's one thing. Yeah, we might as well do the calculations behind that and figure out all the specifics to it. Okay, let's continue.
Or get a move on to your destination. Your time is a precious thing to give, and the Texas Bullet Train benefits Texans by giving that time back in spades. That means
it's actually kind of genius that Uber was just invented a couple years ago. So the Texas giving up your car actually makes a lot more sense now. Because I was so worried, like before Uber, like when they're talking about the bullet train, I was so worried that people would not have access to the rental car place, but Uber just kind of fixes that problem.
Means less of it is spent on the road, and more of it is used doing the things you like with the people you love. The Texas Bullet Train by Texas Central.
So that was a slightly better ad than the last one. Because it made sense. It made sense, but more. Fast Motion Productions.
At Texas Central Railway, we're more than just bringing a high speed.
Okay, already one problem with the video. Music's coming off one headphone. Of my I don't know if this can be heard on the live stream, but I can hear the music coming off my right headphone, and then the voice coming off my left headphone. That's an auto mixing problem. I will not allow that in a video. If I hear that, that's not right.
Train. We're about getting Dana in Houston to her destiny in Dallas and back home before her daughter gets out of school.
Okay, I stand corrected. The music is coming out of both headphones. The voice is coming out of one. Whoa, wait.
High-speed train. We're about getting Dana in Houston to her destiny in Dallas and back home before her daughter gets out of school.
Oh my god. That just looked like... You just won $1 million! Yeah! But it wasn't very good acting.
You go, girl. We're about John, the up-and-coming artist in Dallas, going to Houston for his first big gig, and back the same night to do his thing in Dallas.
Huh. Revolution!
Play on, John. Play on.
That was the awkwardest smile I've ever seen.
Play on. We're about Vincent, the junior architect that just landed his first major project in College Station. His dream is to build dreams for tomorrow. You build it, Vincent, they'll come.
Yes, keep looking off in that distance and not notice the camera. Even though I can think he's still kind of noticing because his eyeball's kind of right there. By the way, that's not what the Shinkansen looks like. That's just a CGI thing. That's actually what China's high-speed rail looks like. That's a problem. Japan Central is funding this project. Well, not supporting this project. And if they see this, they will not like it. If this won. Because that's already using China technology.
Texas Central Railway. In 90 minutes, connecting Houston to Dallas. Helping Texans. Cleaner. Faster. Do more. Be more.
What does that... Okay. Again, wrong bullet train. I guess that makes up for them using China. They decided to use Japan's next project, which is the maglev between what was it, Kyoto and Tokyo, or maybe it was Nagoya in Tokyo, but I can't really remember. The day when they open that up, I'm gonna be right there in Japan. I promise. I'm going to invite one of my friends. We're gonna go to Japan together. The day it opens, I'll be right on there.
Support Texas Central Railway by visiting www.texascentral.com.
But it's still the wrong train. Just saying. Alright, one more. Let's do this.
Time. Time is a man-made concept. Yet,
not really. Like, it is kinda, but it's kinda hard to describe time. Like, time warps when, like, you're near a black hole, but that's like a whole completely different story altogether. You can't really describe time. That's just complicated.
time is more than just a thing.
It keeps moving forward.
Time is having time to yourself.
Yeah, time to yourself before you die. Good luck.
Time is your first kiss.
Time is my first kiss. No, it isn't. Time is money. That's true. Because the more time you waste, the more money you waste. So,
time can be lost, and it can be found.
No, it can't. You cannot recover time. Like once you like waste time, you can never get that time back. That's just a fact.
Time,
unless you had a time machine, but then you like invent an alternate universe.
Your daughter's first words.
Wait, what? Time is my daughter's first words?
Is your daughter's first words.
Well, no.
Time is your daughter's first words.
No, it isn't.
Time is your son's first soccer game.
Maybe I'm just interpreting this wrong. It's probably because you have to be there to see your you have to be there to hear your daughter's first words. You have to be there for your son's soccer games. So I must say that your daughter can say words anytime she wants. So it can be random. You could not. It's possible that you could be there for that, but you can't. Sometimes you just have to get lucky. If your daughter says her first words or not.
Is the last hug with your best friend.
Time is the last hug with your best friend. If he means, like, that's kind of sad. Like, that can mean a couple things. One is either that after you leave your friend, he dies, or like, the last time you see him, ever until you move to, like, France. I'm not sure. Someone interpret that for me.
Time is the last goodbye to your loved ones.
I made the point already.
Time is measured in the terms of events from the past to the present through the future.
The future is now, by the way, because that train already exists.
Time is above all precious.
Time is precious. That is true.
Let's keep it that way. Texas Central Bullet Train.
Ooh. That wasn't very good because it doesn't really talk about the train. Alright. In short review, I don't think they should have, in their ad, they should have focused on the bullet train itself and the people if it's an ad campaign. It shouldn't really be about saving time. It should be about advertising the train, because currently, right now, we are trying to get the train on the ground. We're trying to be in that process of building it. And if we focus on saving time and all that, it gives people the false impression that this bullet train exists. So you can't make an ad like that. You have to make an ad about having people support the bullet train. That's what we should really be focused on. Alright. So out of all these, I think this one is the best. Because one thing it does, it talks about the supercommuters. It gets that right.
Between the Houston and Dallas,
even though I don't know if that's a fact or not. I just look at it with skepticism.
Fort Worth area is more than once a week. Over 4 hours of travel between cities just for work. They're called supercommuters.
So it's already this ad already targets supercommuters.
But driving for that long every week is anything but super.
By the way, I like how the screen goes back and forth like it's on a projector. Like, watch
look,
that.
He is one of those supercommuters now. Looks like he's spending his morning having...
And then he's having car trouble. And we all have car trouble at some point. My truck, in fact, has air conditioning problems. And air conditioning is kind of a requirement in Texas. So then it talks about flights, and then the problems with lights. That's perfect. They should have done that. They should have done that. And then it switches from the 1980s, from the 1950s to the 2000s, and then shows them the future. And then it shows them the average time, the benefits, just like that. And boom, you have a perfect ad. Almost perfect. it's everything that this ad should have done. So I'm gonna vote for team me, myself, the guy, because of the fact that that's exactly what the ad should have done. Oh, wait. I gotta do this off screen, because I know my real name, but, vote for your favorite film submission. I'm already signed up for updates, so. Please encourage our friends to vote. So what I want you guys to do, because I do have a live stream cast, I want to try and encourage you guys to vote for your favorite ad for all my fans. Truly, you're not, so, and I encourage everyone to vote in every election they can, especially in the upcoming municipality election. I've already voted, but yeah, go out, vote for your favorite thing. I encourage you guys not to just base it off my opinion. Go watch all these videos yourself, and you decide which one is the best, not me. That is not my thing. Alright. Now, let's move on. So the next thing I want to focus on is transportation news. But I'm not really sure if I should really focus on this alone. Like, this is on business transportation. So I'm just gonna... So, I want to talk about Oregon and their toll road projects. How do you spell Oregon? All right. Lawmakers passed the transportation bill, and Governor Kent Brown is sure to sign it. Well, this is July 6th. Meaning the proposal tolling plans are likely to reach fruition, but it would be several years before Portlanders would begin paying tolls. Transportation officials will still have to get federal approval for the tolls and buy and set up millions of dollars of equipment needed to run the tolling program. Portland area drivers may soon have a choice between saving minutes in their commute or getting more dollars in their wallet. The multi-billion-dollar transportation bill under consideration in Salem includes a section to put tolls on Interstate 5, Interstate 205, at the Washington border, and continue through the Portland metro area, and all the way where freeways intersect in Winstonville. The tolling section is one of many revenue-raising provisions within the 296-page transportation bill. The plan expects to raise high sums for road fixes over the next decades through new taxes, fees, and bond sales. Hikes to gas tax and vehicle fees, new sales tax on cars, bicycles, statewide payroll tax includes in the bill, along with special Portland area gas and vehicle registration fee. Under the tolling plan, the Oregon Transportation Commission and the governor-appointed board overseeing the Oregon Department of Transportation would start a tolling program to get federal approval to put it in place by the end of 2018. In fact, the lawmakers have put such a plan in their transportation budget bills, shown that legislators long recent regent of considering tolling are now looking to collect infrastructure revenue in any means possible. The last transportation bill passed 2009, including a gas tax increase but not tolling. Interesting. Key lawmakers also see a tolling program as a safeguard against legal challenges to the transportation bill. If the bill passes only thrown out by the court or at the ballot, the groundwork for the tolling program would already exist, lawmakers say. That means at least some congestion bursting construction get done anyway, achieve a major deliverable top politicians have promised to voters. How much would the tolls cost? Who would have to pay for it? When? The disappointing answer is it depends. As written, lawmakers' bill tell Transportation Commission to implement value pricing to reduce traffic congestion. Under such a system, drivers would likely pay to use the fast lane, and the price of tolls would vary depending on traffic flow and the time of day. Sounds a lot like the LBJ Express already. Tolls would be higher during rush hour. Drivers wouldn't have to slow down to pitch coins in a basket like some East Coast turnpikes. Instead, an electronic pass will be placed on participating vehicles so drivers could pay their tolls while zooming by sensors at highway speeds. Through undecided about exactly how many tolls come, lawmakers have been clear on about where they want toll revenue to go. The transportation bill sends toll proceeds to a fund widened much to the southernmost section of 205 from Stanford Road to Oregon City by adding a lane in each direction. This direction money replacing the Albernice Bridge, I think that's what that says, I'm not sure, which carries I-205 over the Willamette River in West Lynn. Toll revenue could also pay for parts of I-5 Rose Quarter mega project, estimated cost more than $400 million, which would widen the highway between Interstate 84 and I-205. Now, this is, how long is this? Tammy Bainey, chairwoman of the Oregon Transportation Commission, said Oregon can't build its way out of traffic jams that are snow commuters and freight trucks, but she said rush hour tolls are one way officials may be able to cut down on traffic. We need to be looking at all options to maximize the current system and expand the system where it's absolutely necessary, she said. ODOT plans, Oklahoma DOT, always, I'm in that part of the United States. Plans merely to study tolling aren't good enough, she said. We're beyond the study phase, Bainey said. We need to be serious and aggressive about seeking solutions. Lawmakers are crafting transportation plans, are also resigning that all toll revenue congestion relief project in Portland won't have enough funding. Dee Hillsborough, an author of Transportation Bill's Toll section, said using toll is good for us on every level because the state can move forward on transportation projects that pay for themselves and reduce traffic. Republican of Dallas, another architect of the transportation bill, said tolls will be a part of this year's transportation funding, even though tolls are usually seen as unpopular. They hated it in Washington too until they did it. Now they love it. Bolkis, I don't know what that says, said, referencing Interstate 405 express tolls between Linwood and Bellevue, northwest of Seattle. Well, I thought they said Washington, D.C. Tolls on a 17-mile stretch of freeway vary from 75 cents to $10. Ooh, I wouldn't get on that toll road. But carfuls travel free. Since the toll road opened in 2005, commute times diminished for the toll lanes and free lanes, according to the Seattle Times, and revenue was triple what the Washington state officials expected. Today, Oregon has only two toll bridges, the Bridge of the Gods and Cascade Locks, and the Hood River Bridge, both over Columbia River, but the bridge construction in the state often been paid by tolls. The Morrison Bridge, Portland's first, had tolls of 20 cents of 2 horses and a driver which opened in 18... Which driver when it was open... Horses and drivers... Okay. Tolls financed a construction of the interstate bridge connecting Vancouver and Portland in 1917. The cost was 5 cents per crossing, or $1.05 in today's dollars. Man, inflation. It's really, really kicked us. Because I look at that and say, that's extremely cheap. Those are the days when the penny was worth it. Man. Tolls were used again in 1958 when the second span was added to connect Oregon and Washington. Toll booths on the bridge were closed when the construction was fully paid off in 1966. It wasn't new for us to advance in infrastructure this way, Bainey said. And quite frankly, we are running out of options to raise revenue to invest in infrastructure. Oregon and Washington officials debated using tolls to pay for replacing an interstate bridge during Columbia River crossing negotiations. One analysis even found that toll revenue could pay for construction. The CRC mega project fell through in 2013. Meanwhile, other states have approved tolls to pay for road upgrades. Washington puts tolls on 405 in November. Los Angeles voters passed measure to invest $120 billion in highways and bridges, partially paid with tolls. Tolling as failsafe. Tax hikes packed into transportation plan posed by political risk. Taxpayers and interest groups could challenge legislation in court or at the ballot. The voters are prone to rejecting tax increases. We'll get back to that. Busted Outliners lawmakers worried in emails to Philip Deiser, head of the Federal Highway Administration in Oregon. We suspect the legislative funding package may be referred as defeated at the ballot, Borges wrote, meaning tolling would become the funding mechanism. In an interview, Borges said the tolling plan is a failsafe. If the bill is overturned, the Oregon Transportation Commissioner would already set a tolling program in motion. Gordon R. Friedman. I believe he is the guy who wrote this article. I'm going to read the comments. Wow, people are more in for it than I thought. People are not going to support that. Anything about tax raising always gets killed in some form or another. That's just kind of a fact. This is not a stream that's focused on racism at all. Do you think that the blacks should be educated to the point of responsibility? I'm not going to even answer that question. I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer that question. Because this is not... that racism is not the main point of this live stream. This live stream is focused on transportation issues. Not should blacks be educated, not racist issues. That's what I'm going to stick to. I'm sorry, though. Alright. So currently we are talking about Oregon adding tolls to their to their road system, especially in Portland, where their roads are funded or used more. So it's not really so it should be this is pretty much what happens when you take this is pretty much what happens when you decide not to move your gas tax. And what I'm saying here is when you decide not to raise your gas tax, and I understand tax increases are very, very unpopular, and it's true for every state, no matter if it's Democrat or Republican. Tax raises are always unpopular. And when when something requires a tax increase, people will always shoot it down and somehow, because they're always being advertised that their taxes should be lowered. And when you have your taxes lowered, the more things you have to pay for. So, and it's true with the history of this country, in fact. So, we have the rises in toll roads because of the fact that we refuse to fund our transportation departments. And we refuse to adjust for inflation. So, it just doesn't work anymore. Eventually, I hope people start waking up and figuring out the consequences of tax cuts. I wouldn't, as long as we make enough money, I wouldn't really mind a tax increase. And I'm not saying I'm for tax increase. I'm saying, increasing the gas tax to prevent toll roads makes sense. I don't know if Oregon has that problem or not, but yeah. Any questions? I can answer about my opinion, or anyone want to share their opinion on this matter? Because we're about to go to break. And while we go to break, we can look at certain things. Well, we're about to go to intermission, actually. So, at 8 o'clock, I'll go to intermission, and then we'll continue the live stream. I hope to end this live stream at about 10 o'clock. That's my plan. Alright. Doesn't look like anybody's talking to anyone. So, I think the one other thing I want to talk about. So, I'm going to try not to be as political. And try not to criticize any politicians, and that includes the president. But I do want to look at Trump's transportation plan. This one comes from Political. It was written by Lauren. So the president on Tuesday rolled out, this was written back on August 15th, rolled out yet another executive order aimed at speeding up approvals for infrastructure projects. To me, that's not a good idea. To speeding up approvals. Because then you forget all the environmental impacts. But that's not really a worry for this administration, so we'll just have to suffer the hard way, I guess. The latest string of efforts to call attention to his distinguishing proposals is a $1 trillion initiative to rebuild the nation's roads, tunnels, and bridges. Tuesday's order aims to shrink the environmental permitting process to as little as 2 years. Is that too fast? I think that is. The environmental process may take long, but it's long for a reason because they want to be thorough. They need to actually make sure that they get everything. Down from the average 7 years for complex highway projects. 7 years is too long. If I was president, I would have shortened that to 3 years. 3 or 4 years. To ensure that one federal agency serves a purpose of contact for each project's paperwork. It also nixes Obama-era flood standard that would have required federally funded projects to be built to withstand stronger storms projected to occur as the planet warms. That's another bad idea. Especially with all the hurricanes. There's a reason why that flood standard exists. Plus, it's gonna, overall, that would actually cost more money to do when you think about it. Because if you constantly have to go back to that roadway and fix floods, it's just not optimal. You might as well just not have the road there if it constantly floods. Because you have to waste more money over time as it keeps flooding over and over again if you could have just built it to withstand flooding in the first place. That just seems like a waste of tax money. My administration is working every day to deliver a world-class infrastructure that our people deserves and, frankly, that our country deserves, the president said in a lobby of Trump Tower. He was flanked by Transportation Secretary Elon Chow, National Economic Council Director Gary Cohn, and Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin. A lot has changed. I think he left the administration by now. The executive order is another drip. And drip in the trickle of action Trump has taken to highlight in interest of bolstering the nation's infrastructure, rely on existing authorities granted by Congress in 2015 Surface Transportation Law. He has made similar announcements in June at DOT headquarters, where he dropped a thick binder full of permit paperwork on stage and vowed to enter a painfully slow, costly, time-consuming review process. But Tuesday's announcement did not flesh out exactly how his administration plans to boast public and private investment in these projects. Most details in the White House has provided a date, which was a 6-page fact sheet released with little fanfare along with Trump's fiscal 2018 budget proposal in May. While infrastructure bolsters have largely cheered the administration's posture on speeding up permit approvals, they also eager to see the presidents put some substance into policy priority, and they hope can notch a rare bipartisan win with Trump's first year in the West Wing. I'm not sure if that will work if you want a bipartisan win, especially of the low approval rating. Because if you had a much higher approval rating at this point, you have more likely that Congress would be on your side. But with a lower approval rating, because Congress is supposed to follow the people, and if public pressure says, I don't like him, Congress use your power to defy him, then Congress, I hope, will do that. Because if they didn't, then there will be a problem. We are pleased that the Trump administration is continuing... I skipped a paragraph. Even so, the administration officials and their allies said Trump's latest orders, in a significant step forward, is smoothing out what they decreed as long, confusing federal permitting process that allows a multitude of agencies to approve or reject projects. We are pleased that the Trump administration is continuing efforts to slice through the burdensome duplicative process across government, said Christine Hablin, Americans for Prosperity's vice president in external affairs, in a statement. Particularly in federal investment space, permitting holdups can add years to the project that would otherwise be improving our infrastructure and contributing to our economy. Just days into his presidency, Trump signed an executive order directing federal officials to expedite environment reviews for infrastructure projects deemed high priority. And he visited DOT headquarters in June at the end of the White House Infrastructure Week to announce that he was standing up a council previously created by Congress to guide project sponsors through federal permitting process. My nose. He also said in June that he would revamp the Obama-era online dashboard to allow the public to track projects to see when deadlines are blown. I'm not going to even comment on that. The overregulated permit process is massive. Self-inflicted wound on our country. It's a disgrace, Trump said Tuesday. But Trump is the most recent president eager and hastened for federal permit process. President Barack Obama signed orders of his own to speed up those environmental review proceedings. And President George W. Bush, before him, formed a task force with the goal of modernizing the National Environmental Policy Act in 1970, the law that requires federal agencies to evaluate the environmental impact of proposals affecting anything from construction to land management before endorsing them. That's the end of the article right there. Environmental groups blasted the administration's latest permitting orders, calling it a giveaway to big business and skirt long-standing safeguards for communities. Arbitrary decisions and artificial deadlines can lead to costly mistakes if we all pay for it down the line, said Rena Shu, president of the National Resources Defense Council. Trump's news conference followed the meeting of the administration's officials on infrastructure, quickly devolving into back and forth with reporters about the statements he made after last week's deadly protest at Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm not going to even go into that. Before he left the lobby, though, he maintained that he was still expecting Democrats will go along with an infrastructure bill that his administration hopes lawmakers will consider later this year. We're going to have to see. Alright. What do I do this? There's things in here that I disagree with, and there's things in here that I do agree with. Like, the environmental process does take too long. It should take about 3 to 4 years, in my opinion. And I think that's enough time for people to say we're against it, and people to say we're for it, and figure out what are the benefits and what are the cons. What are the pros and cons of this project? And then once the environmental impact comes out, then people can talk about whether they should build it or not. It's probably because the agency needs more people working around the clock. Probably should raise funding for that department. Alright. Alright. So how's the LBJ Express doing? Oh, I wonder what this is about. Managed toll lanes now cover entire 1.8 billion LBJ East expansion project. Like tens of thousands of daily commuters on Interstate 635, Texas toll road debate stuck in the traffic jam. The Regional Transportation Council plans to extend the 10.8 mile 635 from Central Expressway to Interstate 30 using managed or toll lanes to fund half of 1.8 billion project. Drivers would have the option to choose managed lane to pay for the toll or avoid congestion, as they are now on LBJ Freeway through North Dallas. The tolling component, however, has to be approved by the legislature, just like it did in 2013 and 2015. The legislature failed to provide such approval when they met earlier this year. State transportation officials say they've been getting no other way to pay for mega projects such as the one they call LBJ East. They move forward with plans to include toll lanes, saying that they have no other option. $1 billion short. Despite not knowing where the money will come from, the representatives from the Texas Department of Transportation, the RTC, and the North Texas Tollway Authority and local officials gave an update on the project Thursday at the South Garland Branch Library. There's a $832 million in funding identified for this project. Kelly Selman, district engineer for Texas Department of Transportation, told the crowd, "You're $1 billion short." The plans call for 5 free lanes, 2 managed lanes in each direction, plus continuous frontage roads. LBJ freeways in those areas of Garland Mesquite currently has 4 free lanes, 1 express lane in each direction. Some areas have frontage roads, some don't. The change of plans going to the legislative session called for the managed lane to extend over 1/3 of the project between Central and Miller Road. Officials say that the managed lanes over the entire stretch of LBJ East are necessary. Garland and Mesquite officials were adamant about including $300 million reworked interchanges for Interstate 30 in the plan, and the projected construction costs grew by $5 million monthly on inflation. Jesus. So, like, the more the time passes, the more the project costs go up. Do you think it's time to introduce a new currency? Michael Morris, the transportation director of the North Texas, Central Texas Council of Governments, stated into anti-toll signs for the crowd about 100 Thursday heard jeers of the prospect of toll components. Don't represent LBJ as a toll road, Morris said to those who oppose the tolls. It has 10 free lanes and a frontage road. Basically the LBJ Express. There has been enough money for the project, like Southern Gateway, the Interstate 35, US 67 split in downtown Dallas Horseshoe, but those have come at half the estimated cost. LBJ East is a region top priority, Morris said. It can no longer wait. We'll be shovel ready. TxDOT's most recent traffic counts show between 200,000 and 220. Siemens said there are 430 transactions a week from the 6-lane express checkpoint. Though the plan does have a necessary state approval, it will need to move forward for the Texas Transportation approval by the year's end, then bid environmental clearance, and then the funding happens. Construction could start as early as 2019. We are going to go out. Procedure the entire project to get a price. We'll be shovel ready. LBJ East is the third portion of the I-635 project and will connect the completed phases of Mesquite and North Dallas. The managed toll lanes would flow those between Expressway and Interstate 35. But Morris said the model would be different than LBJ through North Dallas, and the freeway would be publicly owned, and the tolling component would be scaled back once bonds were repaid. He did not say, however, that the tolls would ever go away completely. Makes sense, though, why it wouldn't. And I'm going to explain after I finish reading this. This project is nowhere close to the project in the west, he said. The LBJ project in North Dallas. The project to the west was built when the region had no money at all. Now, I want to look at this quote here. He did not say, however, that the tolls would ever go away completely. For one thing, if the bonds are paid off, the thought is that the tolls would go away, but it's not going on all 635. It's just going on those express lanes. So, eventually the express lanes will get crowded if they take off the toll lanes. So it makes sense why you wouldn't take them off. But I'm not saying I'm for not taking them off. I'm just saying it makes sense why they say that. So we're gonna take a quick break. Hopefully, this will be quick. I just need to remember which scene I need to switch to. So I'm gonna go take a quick break. We're gonna be in an intermission. So, you guys don't have to watch me for a whole entire hour. So go ahead and do your bathroom break. We'll be back in about 8:24. Yeah, 8:24. So we'll be right back. Just realized that the mic still kind of works, so I'm gonna have to cut that off. And we are back. So during that time, I decided, pop some popcorn. And I can smell it right in front of me. So you hear me kind of munching on something. I'm on popcorn. Eventually, we're gonna create 100 screens like this if that keep moving like that. It's one of the cool things about YouTube, watching your own stream. All right, let us continue. So in one of my videos, I covered Interstate 70 in St. Louis, and I talked about the toll road that's coming up on Interstate 70. I want to get a little checkup on that. Missouri lawmakers want to charge out-of-state drivers a toll. He wants your thoughts. Online survey respondents are about evenly split on whether they want to have tolls when driving into Missouri from Illinois or from other bordering states. That's very, very interesting. I never thought of that. It's not a new thing. Kentucky just started doing that, actually, with their toll road in the into from Indiana, I think, maybe in Louisville. Maybe I'm wrong. Missouri State Rep Jeffrey Messenger, R. Republican of Republic. Redundant? Is conducting an online survey to gauge which way to raise money for road projects would be more palatable to residents. One idea is charging a toll for motorists driving through Missouri. Basically charging people who don't stop in Missouri and or keep going, charging them. Basically like giving a tax to driving through. Then people are less likely to drive through your state, basically. I have a drive through Iowa. Plus, I constantly have to go through Illinois. The fastest route we found was going through Missouri via Interstate 44. But if you're charging drivers to roll through Missouri, then I want to go the shortest route through Missouri. So basically, you're forcing me to take a different route, and there is another route I do take. And that's taking Interstate 30 to Little Rock, and then going 40, and then 55 north, and I only clip Missouri just a little bit. And I end up going 55 to 57, and then go north through Illinois, like, through 57. So, therefore, I pay less in toll. Just saying. Each year, about 180 million vehicles enter Missouri on our interstates, the surveys say. A toll will be charged only interests to Missouri. If possible, provisions would be made for Missouri residents who work in neighboring states. Interesting. In an interview, Messenger said he would want to place tolls just outside the metropolitan areas, so they would not affect people who commute from out of state to work. For example, you would see a toll being set up westbound I-70 between west of St. Charles. One toll would be eastbound I-70 from Lee Summit, and one could be east of Joplin along 44. You also have to keep in mind, people traveling on 44, they already get off a toll road in Oklahoma. Do you think they want to pay even more tolls? It's like the repetitive tolling on Interstate 90 when you're going from Massachusetts to New York, and that you got not only the Massachusetts Turnpike to deal with, but you'll also have the New York State Thruway. So that's already a lot of money. The Messenger concedes that our St. Louis residents who work in Illinois and Illinois residents who work in St. Louis. The only reason we're interested in tolls is to capture revenue from people who are from out of state who travel through the state. The only it would not hinder those people who were working in St. Louis from Illinois, or hinder those working in Illinois from St. Louis. Think about that for a second. We don't want to hurt commerce in any way, he added. Conventional tolling hurts in-state commerce because people getting off and on those exits. According to data collected by the U.S. Census Bureau, there are more than 67,000 people who commute from St. Charles, Clair, Madison, Monroe counties to work in Missouri, but only 3,500 of those people work outside St. Louis City and County. This popcorn's good. Messenger estimates $3 to $5 tolls near the interstate of Missouri could bring $500 million a year for state road construction. But you're still charging people from out of state to pay your taxes for you. That would cause a problem. Especially if Missourians are not paying those taxes, you suddenly get the people who live outside of your state have no say on it. He said discussion has been taking place for 15 to 20 years on how to raise revenue for road work in the state. Tolls crossing in the Stan Musons Federal Bridge is considered before constructed, but the idea was ultimately nixed. If they did that, people would still stick to the Poplar Bridge. Just saying. That's why they call it Must Be Popular. Among the other ideas asked in the survey, increasing Missouri's 17 cent per gallon tax charged sales tax to a certain percentage on the fuel, increasing motor vehicles user fees, including sales tax on motor vehicles purchases, increasing the state's general sales tax. About 70% of online respondents want to raise the gas tax. 65% online of people want to see their fees increase at the rate of inflation, Messenger said. Having tolls on a highway entering the state was split 50-50 in the online survey. In a paper survey, Messenger said that 73% of respondents say they were in favor of user-free fee increases, and 30% were in favor of increasing the gas tax. You look at this divide, you get the idea of who the heck is answering these surveys. Messenger said he would prefer increases under fees such as license plate renewals and licenses, vehicle titles, and tied in rate and inflation. As cars get better gas mileages, more electric cars get on the road, we lose revenue. Messenger said the gas tax is counterproductive in that sense, whereas indexing users' fees is more consistent and more even. Messenger said that the survey has been up 2 or 3 weeks and probably be available until mid-December. He said he would use the survey the results to craft legislation to be considered next year. Vote in the online survey. Let's just fill it out just for fun. I'm only one person. Yes? If you answered yes to question 1, how... I guess 3 cents. Maybe 5, actually. Hmm. 1%. Oh my. I don't think that should happen. The state of Missouri should pay for its own roads, not people from out of state. Even though it makes sense, it's fitting. Makes no sense. Let's see, other transportation issues. I don't know. No, I'm actually going to check Freeway Gym real quick and see what other articles you guys have posted. So sometimes an article would come up on there. I don't know where that was located. I don't want to find out. That looks... Ah, here it is. Here's one. The NC Department of Transportation will continue updating US 74 in Robertson County to interstate standards with the construction of another interchange. Future I-74. This is just a update, really. One of those update casts. Any more articles you guys post? No, I'm not up for that challenge. That's way too much guess. Maybe if I was like wealthy enough, I would go on the longest road trip ever known to man. But I'm not. Another toll road article. Tollway set to open new I-390 stretch. Chicago water taxi extends into mid-December. Alright. This Wednesday, a brand new section of Illinois Route 390 tollway will open. I gotta look at this, actually. Yeah, I'm not logging in. Yep, it does. Okay. Gonna be a problem. I wanted to see the UK map. Okay, yeah. Alright, I can't do that. So we're gonna have to use MapQuest. Or Bing, whatever. Google changed its whole entire system. I used to never ever log in. I think it's like sensing like a current area where I am. Like currently I'm going to college in Springfield, so big deal. Alright, so there's Dan Ryan. I believe 390 is right here. I'm not sure. Keep chomping down this popcorn. I'm not seeing I-390 anywhere. Maybe I'm just crazy. You know, I learned that the city of Chicago didn't really want to build the Skyway. Didn't mess with them. So they built it anyway. Hmm. 390. If I was 390, where would I be? Because that sounds like a freeway to go downtown. I don't think that is a freeway to go downtown. Maybe it's just a highway name. Not sure. Yeah, that's it. Between 290 and Illinois, so 290. '90s Eisenhower Express. Jeez, I'm cold. Wait a second. Egan O'Hare Express. I was looking at that a second ago. It's right here. Yeah, this is it. I mean, from here. It's a short leg of toll road. I can say that. Very, very short. That's only like a mile. That's like 2 miles of road. That's not that much. Not too exciting to be worried about. But yeah. That's not really exciting. Thing. Whoa, that's awesome. It actually kind of looks 3D. That's like an optical illusion. It's like, what? That's awesome. Look at this. What? I can't. Okay, I can't. I'm trying to figure out, is that, like, real or not? Because in my mind, it's like, it's an optical illusion, obviously. But it looks like a computer generation, and then they show you this, and it's like, what? Then you suddenly find your way that, you suddenly figure out that it's an optical illusion. So in my mind, I can't seem to figure out what the heck. But that's actually awesome. Like, I could see drivers coming up to that and saying, "Oh my, there's something in the middle of the road," stopping, and then they realize it's a optical illusion. I gotta see this video. Okay, the optical illusion is broken by the time you do that, because then the shadow can't really move. But it doesn't work from the other side. They had to pick one side. They picked this one. Well, it didn't slow down that car. And well, actually, that interesting article right here. It's probably going to be the last thing I do here.
Now, there have been 2 fatal accidents on local highways in the last 5 days, both caused by someone driving the wrong way.
And we just told you about the fatal accident.
Probably someone drunk.
I-77 Sunday. It happened just days after one on I-90. Brian Duffy is here now with what's being done to try to prevent this.
Well, guys, can you imagine? There is nothing more unexpected on the highway than a wrong-way driver coming right at
Wrong-way drivers are scary. You know, we get it.
you. And if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, there isn't a whole lot you can do. But are there any solutions? We went looking for answers. This is ODOT video from February of last year.
Jesus, that scares me.
And driving the wrong way on 71 near West 140th. He killed a young mom and himself. Driving the wrong way despite multiple warning signs like
Jesus.
these that ODOT
Oh my
tells
God.
us
Did you guys see that? I'm going to back up the video here.
and himself.
So here's the wrong way driver.
Wrong way despite multiple warning
And then there
signs
we go,
like
head
these
on.
That ODOT tells us are posted at just about all of the state's exit ramps. ODOT investigations start with finding what exit ramp the wrong way driver used to get on the highway.
Just so that we can double check, is there more we can do at that ramp? Has it happened at this ramp before? It very rarely happens in the same spot twice, which makes it very difficult, like finding a needle in a haystack.
Thursday, a wrong way driver was killed driving west in the eastbound lane of 90. And then
I wish people, maybe they think they're from England or something.
this weekend, 77 was closed for about 20 hours to clean up a fuel spill after a wrong way driver hit a semi and was killed. The main issue, far and away, drunk drivers. ODOT says
So you get it? Stop drinking.
75% of the wrong way accidents are caused by impaired drivers. But wrong way accidents are not on the rise. The numbers say they account for only 0.01% of all crashes.
They are very, very rare. Unfortunately, while rare, they're always very severe.
And that's why some wonder if tire spikes, like you see in a parking garage, may solve the problem. The study has been done, and there are multiple problems with tire spikes from a speed, car
Because then you
weather,
block a
and
ramp.
durability standpoint.
The problem with that is that if someone did try to get on the highway, from the other side, then what would happen is, you instantly, if it's a one-lane ramp, you instantly, impede traffic. And you can't move, traffic. So you can't rely on tire spikes. There has to be, like, another way.
They're best in low traffic volume and low speed locations.
Now, the State Department of Transportation in Texas did the tire spike study. They had a long list of 10 reasons why they would not even consider using tire spikes to slow down wrong way drivers in that state. You're not going to see them in Ohio either. Seems responsible driving is the key to stopping these wrecks. Tiffany.
Interesting. Tire spikes. Should we use them? I think no. If it was a 2-lane exit ramp, I'd be all for that. But in the case of a 1-lane exit ramp, no. And because it simply just impedes traffic. All right. I think that's all I want to talk about tonight. I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight, and then I hope we can plan out a live stream next time. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys later.